Sagittarius, welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot with me. My name is Carol, and Sagittarius, this is going to be a general reading for October 2024. And in today's reading, we're going to be doing a reading called Healing Yourself. And it's a reading that has been influenced by a woman called Ina Segal. And back in 2020, I had some intensive distance healing, some energy healing done by an Australian woman. And this energy healer at the time, when she was balancing my chakras and healing them, she would often refer to a book. And at one point I asked her, like, what is this book that you're using? Because I was intrigued by it, because it was very much something that was an intuitive book that was in touch with your body and everything that goes on with your body, including your ailments and your diseases and your organs and everything in your body that will reflect something back to you. And so I purchased the book, back in 2020, and it's called The Secret Language of Your Body by Ina Segal. Segal, actually, is how she pronounces her name. And there's a book that I actually leave on my living room table, and I refer to it all the time when there's something going on with my body. And so I was quite intrigued because recently she put out an oracle deck. And I thought, this might be interesting for my channel. And the deck was called Heal Yourself Reading Cards. And so I ended up purchasing it, was very happy with it. And so I put together a reading for you. And in this reading, I'm going to pull one of her cards. And that's going to be the overall theme for October. And then I'm going to look at what situation, problem, pattern that you're dealing with right now that is really going to relate to that theme. Then I'm going to look at your shadow and what's coming up from your shadow to heal that is really impacting the pattern or the situation that you're sitting with. Because our shadow, whenever something needs to come up for healing, it's going to show in our outer world, and it's going to show up in all our relationships and our patterns and as problems. So if you're unfamiliar with the term shadow or the shadow work that we'll be doing in this second part of this reading, I've left a really good video for you in my description box below, and it's called My Powerful 4-Step Guide to Healing. And it's really a video about that I put together about facing your own shadow. And I've taken it from my other channel called Carol Cares. And there's a lot of videos on that channel. And I'll also be leaving you with a couple of playlists probably at the end that will be from this channel as well, just to help you focus on what you need to start for your healing journey here for this, the reading that I'm going to do today for you. And then in the part 3, I'm going to be doing, give you some advice from the tarot, as well as the videos that I'll recommend for you. So let's get started with your reading. I'm going to pull the big card first. And so I have 2 more to go. And so far, I have drawn 10 times because I have 2 more readings to go. And I have not drawn the same card yet. So I'm really nervous about these last 2 that I have to draw, whether they're going to be repeats or not. But I do want to say before I pull this card that if you're interested in a personal reading from me, there is a link below in my comments and also in my description box. And it'll take you to my website, carolcares.com, where I have a yellow cardinal page on there, and there's about 6 readings, I think, there, different prices, and you can look at that and see if there's one that you'd like me to do for you. And yeah, so let's move forward. It's always exciting to see what card's going to come out for you. I think it's really exciting for me, actually, because I'm like, am I going to pick the same one? I'll let you know. But I'm sure it doesn't matter if I pick the same one. It'll be a different reading, of course. But all right, so for Sagittarius, can we have the theme for October 2024? Courage. Haven't picked that one yet. It is so weird. I mean, there's 36 cards and not one has repeated yet. So this is the 11th card here. It's incredible. All right. right, so I'm going to start off with the Tarot Grand Luxe. Pick 3 cards from that, and then I'm going to clarify with the Tarot Vintage. And yeah, then I'll leave you with a oracle card at the end, a spirit animal card for you. So these have been pre-shuffled before I came on, so I'm going to ask for, actually, I kind of want to read the Courage. Let's read the Courage, and let's find out what that means, first of all. That's what I want to do. Okay, and then we'll pull out the cards for it. Courage. Courage requires you to fearlessly stride ahead despite the challenges you are experiencing. Whether you are afraid of success or failure, you cannot stay where you are. You need to make a decision and move forward with belief, trust, and boldness. Give it your all, no matter what the outcome. Despite what you have been telling yourself, you are ready for a new adventure and another chance to prove that you have what it takes to face life's challenges. Stop investing in limitations, lack, and dysfunction. Every blessing has a challenge, and every challenge contains a blessing. You are ready to explore both. While there may be difficult moments ahead, keep positive and believe that everything is going to work out for your absolute best. You are being asked to gather the courage to be who you truly are and to stand strong for your convictions. Let's see what cards come out with that. Now, it's amazing because I find that every reading has just been so in tune with the theme, and it's just been, it takes us little twists and turns in the reading. So let's see where courage is needed. I just need my little cheat sheet here that I pull out for me to remember what your card is all about, so I can refer back to it, and then we can get going with courage. Okay, here we go. So now I think what I want to focus on in this one too is what's going to come out is, what area of life, what area of your healing, what area of your life are you probably experiencing the most fear maybe to move forward? So what's preventing you? And fear is usually what prevents us from moving forward. So let's see here. So let's ask for a card that tells us about your situation, problem, pattern that you're dealing with. So, this one wanted to come up. So the 6 of Cups is the first one right here that wants to come up. And what about your shadow? What's coming up from your shadow here? Oh, here we go. The Knight of Swords. Your cards are spitting out for me right at the beginning. And what about advice from the tarot? Not ready to come out. Oh, there it is. Your Empress card in reverse. All right, so I have my 3 cards, and then I'm going to ask for some clarification on these. So, can you tell me more about the 6 of Cups here? And again, I've already pre-shuffled these. So the 6 of Cups, tell me some more about the 6 of Cups. 2 to 3 clarifiers, please. There's one. Couple more cards. Okay, so you have the 9 of Cups in reverse. The 3 of Swords in reverse, and the 8 of Swords in reverse. I think the fact that all of those 3 cards are in reverse tells me that there's a lot of fear already. Like, it just, it speaks a lot to me about that. It's just, oof. Okay, tell me some more about this Knight of Swords, please. 2 to 3 cards. But we're going to find out what area you're having some fear in. Okay, I got one more card here to pull. Give me one more card for clarification. There we go. All right, so for behind the Knight of Swords, we have the Four of Swords. We have the King of Wands in reverse. And the Eight of Wands in reverse. And clarification for this Empress card. 2 to 3 cards, please. It was like this. Two more cards. One more. Okay, so behind the Empress, you have the Judgment in reverse, the Lover's card in reverse, and the Six of Wands. Okay, so let's begin. Now, so our theme is courage for this month. We're going to look at what area of your life is probably where you're experiencing some block from moving forward. And our overall energy for this reading is the Emperor card. And this card was taken from your 2024 yearly reading that I did for you. And I pulled out 12 cards, and this is the card I pulled out for you in January for October. And so the Emperor's here. And the Emperor is this, solid number 4 figure, sets the foundation, father-like figure, masculine, strong masculine energy. It's from the Major Arcana. And it often speaks to me, it can speak to me of control. It can speak to me of that, looking at sort of what rules you're following that, you've been following all your life. It's kind of like those rules that society puts in place, because the Emperor here is quite confident. He's been sitting in that chair for a long time, turning to stone almost, because he set these rules in stone. And those are the rules that we're meant to follow. So sometimes it comes out when it's like, maybe there's some rules here that you need to look at. Some societal rules that you were brought up with that you continue to follow, and it's like, well, whose rules are these? Are they mine? Were they really mine? And it's kind of a question of when you start to look at it and go, well, I'm not sure these are my rules now. Maybe they were back then, and that's kind of like the kind of situation you might be in here. So let's take a look at this, and let's start to look at what situation, problem, or pattern are you sitting in, Sagittarius, right now. Well, you have the Six of Cups coming up. And the Six of Cups is the first card that comes up just to kind of set the tone here for what's going on with you right now. Six of Cups, look at all this. It's just this, looks like this young girl swinging. And it's a childhood card with all these toys at the bottom, all the very innocent. A childlike card, childhood. This is your inner child. This is one of your inner childs. Mainstream psychology likes to say we just have one inner child. But I've been on this intensive healing journey of my own complex trauma for 7.5 years. And I've found out that I have more than one inner child. And so there's an inner child here of yours. There's another one come up here at all. I don't see another one, but it's kind of setting the tone here where there's an inner child of yours coming up for healing. And when that happens, it's they can wreak havoc in our life, in that if we don't listen to them, they're just going to keep on coming back and coming back and coming back, because they carry with them our memories, our emotions, big emotions that they couldn't handle when they were younger. And they're asking us to now to, feel these. It's almost like we have to parent them now. But when we parent them, we have to feel these big emotions to heal these inner children that we have. They need healing. And that's the most important thing, is our inner children need healing. They need to be heard. They need to be listened to. And we have to know what they're trying to say to us and what emotions they're sharing with us. And we have this tendency when these inner children come up from our shadow and say, listen, I have these emotions that I want you to know that I have. I want you to listen to me. I want you to tell me I want to tell you what happened to me. And I have these big emotions that I couldn't handle when I was younger. And we go, I don't want to hear. I don't want to listen. And we repress our inner children and we don't want to listen to them. And that's why these emotions keep coming up until we feel them and we heal our inner children. And right behind it, you have the Nine of Cups right here in reverse. In an upright position, you have this individual that has, all these cups. It's not the 10. We're only at 9, so we're not at a complete cycle here. And he's put all his cups up here like they're trophies, right? Put them all up there and said, you know what? I'm done with feeling. I'm not taking them out. And this is in reverse here. So there's a real resistance here to maybe, let's go. We got one more cup to go here. We got to get to the 10, the full range of our emotions. Nope, done. Maybe you're sitting there going, done with my healing. Don't want to do this anymore. It's bullshit. I've been through this. I've been through so many therapists. I don't want to go back to a therapist. I've healed. Or maybe you're saying you're healed. Maybe you're telling people I'm all healed. I've healed all my stuff now. I've healed all my past. Or, I'm not going back there. Why do I want to go back to my past? Why do I want to dig up stuff from the past? The past is over. It's all done with. And that's your ego self kicking in and telling you not to go back and not to deal with those emotions that are going to keep on coming back until this younger part of you is healed. And so, because, if you pull away this blue blanket, there's more emotions under there. It's almost like that saying I could hear, like, who are you kidding? Who are you trying to kid? You're just kidding yourself, right? You're just telling yourself that you don't have anything else to heal, but you're always healing. I will never ever say I'm not healing anymore. I've learned my lesson, I'm going to say, because I cannot tell you how many times I told my trauma therapist that I still have and will have for probably until I die. And I've told her so many times, it's like, I'm done. I'm done with this journey. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to heal. Or at the beginning, I used to say, like, when is this going to be done? When is this going to be done? And I was just beginning, right? When is this going to be over? I've had enough. I've had enough. And I'm not lying. Like a few weeks ago, I said to her, my last session, I talk to her every 2 weeks. And my last session, I said to her, I hate this journey. I hate it. And she said, I do too. What else is she supposed to say, right? It's a journey you're on. It's the healing journey. If you have a lot of trauma like I do, it's like, okay, when's my next memory coming up? And it's just so much healing. And so I don't know why I said that, maybe to help you out here, but it's a healing journey, and I can see here that you're very blocked. And I mean, after the Nine of Cups, where you're saying, I'm not going to feel anymore for whatever reason, you've got this pain sitting here. There's more emotions here. There's more healing to be done. But it's in reverse because there's a huge resistance. I already said that. You have 3 cards in reverse, and here you are, in an upright position. This 8 of Swords is this picture of this woman who thinks she's absolutely trapped and she can't get out of this. She can't get out of her head is what it is. There's so much pain, right? These swords are it's emotional pain, but it's in your head. And it's real, but you're stuck in your head. And to feel the emotions, you got to go into your body to get to them. But you sit in your head for so long and go, I can't do this. I can't feel this. I don't want to look at this. And you shut down. And you totally think that you can't get free from this. But you can walk away. But you've just turned it right around. And it's like, the fact that this card is turned around, it's like, you're not even willing to see that. Look, there's a little bit of water here. There's some more emotions. Anytime water shows up on a card, it's emotions. There's so many more emotions here. So you have this inner child that's wanting to heal, that wants to get in contact with you. And I think I might, I use journaling and I can put a playlist on journaling and how I journal from my emotions at the end. But I know there's going to be another playlist I'll be recommending. So let me see what happens when I get down to the end. So what's going on here, and why are you so shut down with your emotions? Why won't you feel? Why won't you decide to, take that last cup and get on the train again and start this, continue this journey to heal? It's like you've become really stuck and stubborn and shut down is what I'm saying. And so what's coming up from your shadow that's also going to reveal what's going on with you right now? It's going to mirror it, right? So let's go to the Knight of Swords here. The Knight of Swords, the knights in my deck are what I call my freedom fighters. They're an adolescent part of us that has been fighting all your life for freedom to be authentic. And in particular, this is the sword. So freedom to be real, to be themselves. They've been fighting inside of you to be themselves, this part of you that wanted to be you so badly. And it's in reverse here. So I'm going to say there was a part of you that was fighting so badly to be you and to be authentic. And it's very much shut down. And so if that's the case, there's definitely a lot of hopelessness here, and there could be a lot of anger, and you could be experiencing that right now. I mean, you're quite shut down. So I'm going to say you may be in a lot of hopelessness and maybe depression, where you're just, I call it futility, where you're just sitting and laying on your couch and you can't get off the couch, can't get out of your bed. And this kind of futility can go on for weeks. It can come and it can go. And we just sit in it, and we sit in it, and we sit in it, and we don't want to feel. We don't care about anything. We don't care about life. And this is what leads to, the suicidal ideation, and where you just don't care. But the thing that you have to remember about this, and it's something that you need to remember when you're not in this state, because when you get in this state, you will have to tell yourself this 1,000 times, but it still won't matter because you won't believe it. But this hopelessness, this shutdown period that you're sitting in right now, it's not about now. It's about the time of your life when you were this little child right here, and where you were completely shut down, and when you were hopeless, and when you couldn't get out of it, and when you were trapped. You can get out of this now. You're an adult. You're not trapped anymore. I know you think you are. I know you have all the proof in the world and all the evidence in the world that's going to tell me that it's about now. But it's not, because we can get out of stuff now. We can get out of things now. We couldn't when we were younger. We can feel these big emotions. We couldn't when we were younger. And so you have this part of you that wanted to be so free to be you, right? And it's very interesting that, look what you're dealing with right now. You're feeling so trapped right now. And all you ever wanted when you were younger was to be free. And you felt very trapped when you were younger. So let's look at some clarifiers here. So here's the Four of Swords. Here's the Four of Swords, where it talks about having that rest period from all these swords. These swords are all your mental thoughts and just spinning in your head. And so imagine yourself as a kid with all these mental thoughts and spinning in your head, right? And this card talks about taking some rest. I mean, when this card shows up in your shadow, it tells me that I don't think you had rest. I don't think there was such a thing with all this spinning going around, and there was no such thing. I think when it shows up in my shadow, this card kind of means, you became a very hyper vigilant kind of child. And I'm wondering if, that helped create some of your anxiety, where there was no rest for you. There was a lot going on when you were younger. And the fact that this King of Wands comes out tells me that usually when you've got this part of you, you have this part of you. I told you this night here. This is the part that wants freedom to be you. And then you've got this other part, the King of Swords, or the King of Wands. And who is the King of Wands? Well, the king in my deck is, all four of them, are our ego self. They're the masculine part of us. And they're the part that will shut everything down. It's our protector when we're young, our ego self. I mean, it protects us from these big emotions. But when you have this part of you that wants to be free to be you, and you're not allowed to express your emotions, you're not allowed to be you, and then you've got this ego self that's coming in, and it's your defender, and it's kind of pushing all these emotions down. And so you've got these two parts. It's trying to block your emotions because maybe you're told they're not safe. And here you are wanting to be you. And the way that you can be you when you're younger is to express your emotions. And so you've got these two parts battling it out in your system, seriously. And this is what causes the anxiety in you. This is what causes your anxiety now, is these two parts of you. And you've got this anger because you can't be yourself. And so usually when we have anxiety, it's because there's this battle going on in our head. And there's some real anger there. You're not allowed to be you. You're not allowed to do what you want to do. And so you've got this anger going on in the background that you're not aware of because this ego self is trying to push it all down. I know it sounds a little bit confusing to you, but this is exactly what's going on in your system. And I'm sure you're somebody that suffers with anxiety. And if you're not in anxiety, you're in some hopelessness going on, which is what you're in right now. And so, you've got this swing of emotions going on. I talk about a swing here. Here's the swing. This swinging of emotions going on. And then what's buried in the back of all of this is this eight of wands here, and it's in reverse. And so in an upright position, the Eight of Wands talks about this focus. You have this, really accurate focus. They're all parallel. They're going all in the same direction. These wands that want to be free, that want to be creative. That wands is about taking your life into the direction you want to go in and going in that direction. Completely blocked here. Completely blocked. You lost focus when you were younger. You lost focus of where you were supposed to go and what you were supposed to do and who you were supposed to be. You lost it. And so right now, what's coming up right here is that, you're being asked to listen to this child who has all this grief, who has all this buried anger, and who has all this buried hopelessness in them that's wanting you to listen to them, and you can't. There's just too much going on in your head. You're feeling all this. You're feeling so trapped. You can't even touch it. You can't touch this pain. You've shut it all down. And that's exactly what you did when you were younger. You shut it all down and you put it away because it was too much for you. And it's coming up again for you. But you're thinking it's about now when it's not. It's about this inner child that wants you to tell them, that wants to tell you about how they feel. And this is what they felt like. Exactly what you're going through right now is what your inner child felt like. And the only way to release that inner child, to heal it, is to feel their emotions that they felt. This is the journey. And so what is in your shadow? What do you need to do to start to begin to heal this? Well, the last card tells me exactly what emotion you need to heal and what you need to do. But let's start at the beginning. So you have the Three of Empress here. The Three of Empress. The Three on Major Arcana, which is the Empress card. She's in reverse. In an upright position, she is the second part of our feminine energy in the Major Arcana. First part's the High Priestess, which is our intuition. She's the second part of the energy. It's split into two, the feminine energy. The Empress represents pure emotion. Pure emotion. You need to get back into your body. You need to feel. You need to start to feel. I could have said that to you. You need to feel this. Right now you're very much up in your head, you're very shut down. And you need to feel. And there's some emotions you could start off with, but there may be some anger. You might want to get angry at some people. I talked about the beginning, which one I was going to give you. I'm not sure it was journaling. We'll see. I'll get to the end. So that's the first thing that's the main point here, is that you need to get back into your body. I will give you definitely a something on grounding, how to ground yourself, how to get back into your body, because you're very much up here. So we have to get back into our body first. And when you start to ground yourself and get back into your body, right, that thing that you've forgotten right here, and there's going to be a lot of fear coming from your ego self that's not going to want you to go back into your body, because that's where all your emotions are. It's a very scary place for your ego self. Very scary. And you've pushed them down for a while now, and it's time to start to feel them. The Judgment card comes in here, and it's in reverse. And in an upright position, this Judgment card is a calling. It's a nudge. It's a nudge to wake up. It's like, wake up. Wake up, Sagittarius. When somebody shakes you in the morning when you're not waking up, this is what this card is. It's in reverse here. Because, you're not hearing the call. You're not realizing that you need to wake up. You need to wake up to your pain. You have the Lover's card in reverse that comes in after that. The Lover's card, another major arcana card. So you have a lot of you have a lot of forces here that are working for you. You have the Empress, you have the Judgment card, you have the Lover's card, you have the, these cards at the end are really coming in for you. We have 3 of them radiant for advice from the tarot. So that tells me that you've got this universe got your back right now, really supporting you in doing this. The Lover's card talks about this major universal force in an upright position. It talks about this feminine and this masculine side here, and it's not like a female and the male card. It's just the feminine side to us and the masculine side to us, right? Everybody has these 2 sides. So nothing to do with your gender. But the feminine side, if you look at it, she's looking up towards this higher divine source. Could be, some of you would call it God, some of you will call it source, some of you will call it universe. It's just like a higher power here. And I call it the universe, just to be universal here. But she's looking up for her guidance from the strength of the universe here to come down to help her. And this masculine part of us looks ahead, because the ego self will just see what they're consciously aware of. But there's so much more power here when you go to the divine, right? Get into the divine guidance. And that's the feminine aspect of us. When we get into our body, there's so much more guidance here. It's our inner guidance, our own intuition that comes from up above. That's what you have to get in touch with. You got to get into your body, though, to access your intuition. And so these 2 parts will make us whole, this Lover's part of us. If we can recognize that we have these 2 parts of us. We're not just human beings that are meant to live up in our head. We have a body that we need to get into. And so this is in reverse right now, because you're not aware that you have this feminine aspect to yourself that you're ignoring, which is your body, where all your emotions are. And the last card is the the Six of Wands. There's a duality to all my sixes in this deck, in the tarot. And on one hand, this card looks like it's a victory. There's two victory wreaths, one on the top of the wand and another one on the top of the head. You know, very much like the double duality, like double victory here. But the opposite of this card would be opposite of victory, opposite of winning would be losing. And so it's time that you take off that green blanket. It's time that you rip that blanket off, right? It's like that you rip the Band-Aid off and you see what's underneath it. And what's underneath that, I can't remember if it was upright or not, but what's underneath that card is what you've lost. What this card has lost, what your inner child has lost. And when an inner child has lost something, you know, they hold a lot of grief, a lot of shame, a lot of anger, a lot of hopelessness. This is very much a card of grief. There's some grief that needs to take place for you. There's some grieving that needs to be done. And there's a real fear on your part to go inwards, to get into your body, because there's some big emotions there that you need to feel that your inner child couldn't feel when they were younger. So I'm going to leave you a playlist on grounding, and I'll also leave you a playlist on it's either grief or journaling. I have both of them on my other channel. I think I'm going to leave you a playlist on journaling and how to journal. And that's going to help you with getting in touch with your inner child to see, you know, what's going on with them, what they need. They need to be heard. And that's how I get in touch with my inner parts, my inner children. I talk to them with my journaling. And they tell me a lot. They tell me a lot about their pain. And so there's some work here to be done. And I know, you know, this card was about, you have the courage card. You know, this is like the strength card where you have the courage, you can do this, you can go inwards. I was wondering if the strength card was going to come out, but you know what? I think this was kind of the strength card, you know. You have the strength to go inwards. And you know, the Emperor card came out, I think. It's such a masculine figure that I think that like society in general will tell you not to go into your body, that there's no such thing as, you know, getting to your emotions and your in the feminine side to you and your intuition. And the Emperor card doesn't believe in that stuff, you know, and society on a whole doesn't like to believe in all our beautiful qualities that the feminine has, you know, and they're available to us. They're available to everybody. So I'm going to leave you, Sagittarius, with one last card, one oracle card. And it's Dog Spirit. Be loyal to what you love. Be loyal to what you love. 19. I don't think this one has come out before, maybe. Be loyal to what you love. Dog Spirit appears to remind you that although change is a part of life and all of us are meant to evolve, our love and commitments remain strong. You are loved now and can trust that this higher love is true. Spirit loves you, and love has arrived in many forms now, manifesting in the people you surround yourself with, expressed uniquely through them. Dog Spirit also says, be true to that which you love, for now is a time of good fortune. Be steady as you recognize that people and things are always transforming. Your heart is loving and true, and Dog Spirit wants you to know that your steadfast commitment to experiencing and expressing love will attract and manifest more love. You deserve all of it. Have faith in Spirit's plan for you. And that's big, to have faith, right? That's hard to have faith. But, you know, have the courage, have faith. You can do this. Sagittarius, I want you to have compassion for yourself for what you're working through. This is a difficult journey, and it's the most difficult journey of your life, but it's also the most important one. So take care, and I'll talk to you in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.